Alright, today we are going to rank every fighter in Mobile Legends. First off, I'm going to set some ground rules for this tier list. These are going to be ranked based on the Mobile Legend classification of a fighter. I'm going to be using their list of fighters. I'm going to be ranking them based off of how well I think they're doing in the EXP lane. First off, we have Ballman. Ballman has been mainly a jungler for all of his existence, since the OG days. But as an EXP laner, he can clear minions pretty well, I guess, but he doesn't really have that the too much damage. He doesn't have the overwhelming damage that you really need to compete with some of the meta EXP laner nowadays. So I'm gonna put him in bad. Don't think he's dumpster though. We have Alucard. Alucard in EXP is kind of dead nowadays. he's more of a jungler. Sometimes he's played in gold lane, but that's lunatic stuff. I think he's around where Ballman is, maybe a bit better than Ballman, I would say. I'll put him in decent. I might change it later, but I do think he's better than Ballman in EXP lane. Then we have Bane. Bane. The octopus himself. This guy, EXP lane, this guy is another one of those, like, he can play EXP lane, but he's better in jungle type of character. I mean, I guess we have magic damage Bane, which is decent. So I'm gonna put him decent. I don't think he's as good as Alucard though. Yeah, I think this is right. Salong. Salong EXP lane. This guy is a menace in low ladder, but in higher rank he's kind of just bad. He's not he doesn't have any sustain. He doesn't have any sustain in team fights. He doesn't really. He's more of a surprise hero. He's more of an assassin, to be honest, than a fighter. In EXP lane, I'm gonna put him in bad, next to Ballman. Worse than Ballman, I would say. Freya. Freya is one hell of a EXP lane. She is very, very scary if fed. But she's kind of just like, I don't know. One crowd control and she just becomes useless. So I would just put her in decent, but she's definitely better than these two, I would say. Cho. Cho has always been semi-meta or meta. So I'm gonna put him in great pick. I think right now he's in a really good place. You can do all the outplays. You see on TikTok people, what is it, like you flicker and you knock him up and then you knock him into your tower. Very, very good play, outplay right there. Put him in great pick. Sun is this guy is something for sure. Sun, he's just like a farm hero. You play him, you kill all the minions, you kill all the farm, you just chill until you get all of his items, and he just becomes a menace late game. So EXP though, I think he's better than Cho in EXP, but I don't think he's goated yet. Yeah, I don't think he's goated. I think great pick is fine. Ruby. Alright, Ruby is, I don't know. I think she's always been kind of decent, but right now I'm gonna just compare her to Cho and Sun. She is definitely better than Freya and all of these. I'm gonna put her in great pick. I might put her down. This is a good place to put her. Hilda. Now, hear me out. Hilda is, if this is a Rome tier list, Hilda would be goated. He is fucking broken in Rome. Very, very annoying. But this is EXP. It's a bit different. She does have that early game dominance over some of the other EXP laners. But late game, as an EXP laner, she kind of falls off. Like she doesn't have that much damage late game. She doesn't have that dominance that she has early game. But still, I would put her in great pick just because of how annoying, her damage is, and she can just heal in the bush. Roger. Roger. Look. Look. Roger in East B lane is unheard of nowadays. I don't know about back then, but this guy in East B lane, absolute dumpster. Dumpster fire. No more things need to be said about this guy. Gato got I don't even know how to fucking say his name. Gotcha. Gato Gaka. Gato. I'm just saying Gato. This guy is like a better Hilda in my opinion. Cause like late game he still does pretty good damage for how much like bulk he has. Crazy defense, good CC. His ulti is fantastic in team fight. I'm gonna put him in goated. Martis and EXP lane. Every time I see Martis and EXP lane in rank, I'm always like, we're gonna fucking lose this game. Cause this guy is made for, I feel like he's made for jungle, like you want to snowball with him, and you can't really snowball if you're playing an EXP, like imagine playing Martis and you're going up against a Ruby. How the fuck are you gonna kill a Ruby in EXP? Like you're not like over leveled, you're not over item, like you don't have more gold in her. I feel like he's bad, like he's worse than bad. He's dumpster. Kaja, look, as much as I want to put him in goated because I love Kaja, he's gonna have to go to dumpster. This guy is so forgotten. He needs a revamp. Franco just does everything he does, but 10 times better. So he's going to dumpster. All this is a very interesting character, to say the least. I feel like EXP is better for him than any other lane that you would play him in. But I don't think he's that good, like he just lags early game completely. Like his early game is just non-existent. Mid game he's decent, but then late game is where he really shines. But you're waiting until like 20 minutes into the match for him to be able to start doing really good damage, and I feel like that's too late. I think he's better than Solar. Is he better than Solar actually? I don't know. This guy, I feel like this guy needs adjustment or something. I don't think he's as bad as these three in dumpster, but he is not good. He is definitely not good. He's like teetering on the edge of dumpster. Next we have Minsittar. Minsittar in EXP lane is very underrated. I think this guy deserves more attention. He can shut down so many meta pick like Hayabusa and Badang. I feel like this guy is just overall good hero. So I'm gonna put him in great pick. Better than Hilda. Is he better than Ruby though? I think he can shut down Ruby if I'm not wrong, because like she dashes a lot with her passive. Yeah, I feel like he's better than Ruby. I put him over Ruby. Badang EXP, no need to even explain why this guy is goated. He's just so like overwhelming in late game. Not even late game, early game. He already has so much CC early game, so much bulk. Like as soon as he gets the Thunderbelt and he starts stacking it, it's over. It's over. Like there's nothing really you can really do. There's nothing you can really do against a good Badang. Guinevere. Now Guinevere is an interesting character right here. She has always been pretty decent, if not great, because she just has that one CC OT trick. That's her full combo, and her combo is not hard to get off. She does good damage too, so I'm gonna put her in great pick. I think she's better than Hilda in the XP lane. Terizla, this guy's a monster. Look, if this was 6 months ago, where Badang is not as broken as he is now, he's probably goated. But because of picks like Badang or Gato that I feel like can out sustain him in the EXP lane, I think he's right now he's in great pick. He's better than Cho. I don't think he is he better than Sun. Oh, that's debatable. I'll say no for now. Export. This guy used to be so good, and don't get me wrong, he's still really good, but he's just not played as much as he used to be. He used to before. And I feel like he can shut down Badang early game too. I mean, if you play him correctly, you can kind of counter. You can maneuver around Badang. So I'm gonna put him in great pick. Better than Ruby. Yep. Iroth. Alright. This guy just shreds. But I feel like that's all he really does in early game. Like he does good burst damage, but then he really don't have too much sustain. He just lacks defense item early game. His main role is his damage. I guess if you build tank for him late game, he could be kind of like Charisma, where you hop in and then you take a lot of damage, but he doesn't really have any CC either. So I put him in decent. I think he's around Freya. I think he's better. I think he's better than Freya. Damus. I don't see him played a lot, but I know he is good. He is the sustained monster right here. If this guy gets snowballed, like if he gets ahead for a bit, he can snowball. He can just completely wipe your team. This guy, I feel like, is in decent or great pick. I think I'll put him in decent. He's above Dyrov. For sure. Alpha. Alpha is more of a jungler, in my opinion. He's better as a jungler, but ESP, he's still pretty good. Like, he has that true damage. He melts down tank. He has good CC as well. Good sustain. Like, this guy just has everything. Put him over... Honestly, I put him top of great pick. Maybe goated. I don't know. That's. I might put him goated later, but this is where he's gonna stay right now. Jawhead. Look. Look, Jawhead. Jawhead is an interesting character. He's good if you have a comp build around this guy. You know, this guy has good engage. He dash into one of their backline, and he can just throw them out to the team. But the problem lies in him just not being able to do anything after engaging. You know, he doesn't really have much bulk. He does good damage, but he doesn't have much sustain. He can get burst down easily. So I put him in. I don't know. Look, I'll put him top of bad tier. He might move on to decent tier, but right now I don't think he's that good. Lapu. This guy, I have never really played Lapu, but from every time I've seen this guy like being played, he's just very underwhelming, in my opinion. Early game, sure, you have good damage, good sustain with this guy. I feel like sustain is what this guy is all about. His OT give him CC immunity, great OT. But it's just late game, he just lacks good damage, you know? Like, if you build damage, you get rid of his sustain, which is what he's known for. So I feel like he's decent. I'm gonna put him in bottom decent. Masha has a pretty high win rate, but I feel like that's also because she's rarely picked. And like, I don't know, I think she's pretty good. Like, she's not bad, but I don't think she's quite in the tier of great pick yet. She's not in here yet, because she's just more of like a one shot, one burst character. You know, you dive into the backline, you burst down their marksman or their mage, and then you kind of just die. Or, you know, if you're lucky, you can escape. So I feel like as long as that doesn't change, she'll be decent, like below Freya. Yeah. Leah Mord, the horseman, the one that rides the horse. This guy is very decent, very mid. If mid is a character in Mobile Legend, I point to Leomord. Um, Look, nothing to disrespect Leomord players or Leomord himself. This guy is pretty decent. It's just that, like, I don't know. He's never seen. I've never seen a Leomord really popped off. You know, unless like the marksman feeds him 20 fucking kills and then he just pops off because he's like 10 levels ahead of you. But other than that, he's just kind of, I don't know, he's kind of mid as an EXP laner. As a jungle though, I think he's pretty good as a jungle, but EXP, that's pretty mid. I think he's better than Masha though. Not as good as Freya. Okay, Grok EXP lane. I have a friend who swears by Grok EXP lane. He loves building damage on Grok. And look, I understand why he likes building damage on Grok. This motherfucker deals 10 bajillion damage. But I feel like at that point, I think that's just better options, you know? Like if you want to do 10 bajillion damage, you can do Alpha. He does 10 bajillion damage and he also tanks and sustain. Grok, I don't think he has enough mobility for him to be like up in the great pick. I think he's decent in EXP lane. He's underrated as an EXP laner for sure. You don't really expect a Grok to like one-shot you. So I put him bottom decent. Sylvana. Look, I feel like Sylvana is just slowly falling off. The moment where she had her revamp where like she can dash and then she had like a stronger pool in her second ability, she was shot up to like great pick, right? But then over time, I don't know what happened. Like she just kind of fell off again. I think she just needs a revamp on her skills. She's bad. She's not that good. Better than Jawhead though, I'd say. Argus. Look, this guy, as much as I want to put him in goaded, he bangs the enemy. I just don't think he's that's good. I don't think he's as good as these top XP picks. His OT is really good, but again, you can just walk away from his OT. He can dive the backline pretty well, but I feel like there's plenty of other heroes who can do that better than him. Good sustain though. I feel like if you're a good Argus player, you can make this guy works really well. But if you're just a casual player, I think Argus is kind of just decent, kind of mid. I think he's better than. Yeah, I feel like this is where he would be. Yu Zhong. Yu Zhong, this guy is very absurd early game. Good damage, like another snowball HP laner. Put him in great pick, I feel like if you're a good player of Yu Zhong, you can make him work almost all the time. So I say he's around here. Maybe, yeah. I don't think he's as good as Teresa. Benedetta. I used to play Benedetta. She is amazing, fantastic hero. Very hard to play though. But because of that, I feel like she's just good. Because like people don't really expect her to do a lot because there's not a lot of good Benedetta player, like really skilled ones. So I think she's a great pick. She kind of gets shut down by Mincetar though. Every time I see a Benedetta on the other team, I always pick Mincetar. And it's hilarious because Benedetta cannot do anything inside of Mincetar's OT. And it's just tragic, It's very tragic. But I definitely think she's a good pick. Not as good as Yu Zhong. I think she's right here. She's a great pick. Barretts. This guy is like a better version of Thamus, in my opinion. I know that's it's probably a controversial opinion, but this guy is pretty good. Like he has good tank, like he has good bulk, great bulk actually. Like this guy is just he tanks like 10 million damage. Um, I feel like he gets his stack, he gets his passive more often when he's in EXP lane, you know, from the minions and stuff. He's a great pick. Put him around here. Khalid. Oh my fucking god. This guy is the most annoying character in this game. I'll have to put him in goated pick. Cause this guy is just so disruptive early game. He has good sustain, like he just heals back all of his lost health. He spins 3 times and just like takes out half your fucking health, and he's just oh let me just jump on you with sand. Yeah, I feel like this guy's goated. Paquito. I don't know how I feel about Paquito actually. This guy is very underrated. He was once really highly picked, but I don't know where he stands nowadays. He still does good damage. I think he's indecent. Phoveus. Now look, Phoveus, a good Phoveus is just unplayable. Like if a Phoveus is ahead and he has an Angela on him, dude, like just say goodbye to the match. But Phoveus alone, I think he's a great pick alone. Like very good pick. I think he's just a better Terizla, honestly. There I say it. There I say it. He is a better Terizla. Arla, this guy is very underrated. He does so much damage. He can shut down Badang early game. He's he's like around he's around here. This guy, you should if you've never played Arla, you should definitely give Arla a try. Cause this guy just shreds. CC. Look, CC is one of those AXP laner that you don't really expect to be like goated, but she really is goated. Like she really is goated. Her sustainability is off the charts. She can stay in lane as long as she has her passive up. She can just hit the jungle creeps or the minions to heal back her health. Just like this character is so good. Like I don't know what to say. Like her OT ties you up too. Soyu or Suyo or Soju, whatever, however you want to fucking say this guy's name. In EXP lane, this guy, like honestly, EXP lane is interesting pick for Soyu or Soju. Because like he's more of a jungler than an EXP laner. I don't know. I don't know how he would work in EXP lane because he doesn't really have much like early game damage. Sure, he has good sustain. He can exit fights easily. But I just don't know. I don't know. I don't think he can out sustain some of the top ones EXP laners. So I'm gonna put him in bad. I don't think he's as good as any of these in EXP laner. Is he better than Audis though? I'm kidding. He's definitely better than Audis. I think Zalong could absolutely rock him though. So I think this is a good place to put Soyu in. Lucas. Oh my fucking god. Don't even get me started on this guy, bro. This guy is just absurd. I don't know what Moontoon was thinking when they made this guy, but he's stupid. Like oh my god. So dumb. What a character, honestly. He's goated. And last but definitely not least, we have the newest character, Kalia. Kalia, straight to goated tier, maybe even top of goated tier. God fucking damn, her passive is strong. He heals back all her health. She's like a better Khalid, honestly. Like a bunch of CC, hard CC to be like fair. Like she picks you up, slams you down. She's CC immune. Um, she slows, heals. Dude, she's just so good. And yeah, this is the This is it's the tier list. Feel free to correct me in the comments if you think something's wrong with this tier list. I feel like this is perfect, in my opinion.